Hello and welcome back to Divinely Guided 999. My name is Lynetta and I'm back with another message for today. Before I get started with this reading, as always, I give thanks to the universe for guidance, protection, and assistance with this reading. Okay, so you have been doing things different that is opening up, I feel like, deja vu moments or leading you to deja vu moments when it comes to being on your journey. Now, at some point, you were resistant to change, or I wouldn't even say resistance. I feel like at some point, it was hesitant for you to make a change. And I feel like this is around just being in, or not just being, having. This is something that you just have within yourself, like this loving energy about yourself, because you are an amazing person. And where it's just, excuse me, where the reason why you were hesitant to this change is due to being around takers. If I feel like you have now reached a point in your journey after overcoming and going through so much, you have reached a point in your journey now where you're doing things differently. You could have had been battling with being under the influence as well as having suicidal thoughts just at that particular time, just due to your mind not being as strong as it is right now. And you possibly could have had like some on and off, again, issues with your mother, like going back and forth with communication is on sometimes and then sometimes it's off. And when it comes to the relationship that you two have, your relationship could have been, or at least you could have had tried to have more of a relationship with your mother by keeping the balance, by doing little small things or helping in little small ways. And that's what I was talking about how being around takers, and the takers could be people within your family, not even just your mother. And this is how it was resistance of change. It's like you wanted to change. You were doing things towards changing to be on your journey, but dealing with takers, people that are supposed to be your support system, really, but instead dealing with these takers, it kept you at a standstill. So you found yourself sometimes protecting your energy from people that were taking from you, using you, taking advantage, and distancing yourself. But then again, like I said, it's like the on again and the off again. Where at times you were protecting your energy and keeping your distance, and then at times, because of your supposed to be support system, you had love for these individuals, that you would let your guard down and you allow them to be within your space, thinking that maybe things would be different when it comes to these people because of maybe of actions, but really the actions wasn't true, honest actions of working towards change on their part. This is something that, whether you realize it or not, this caused you some type of trauma. This caused you some type of trauma. And this is some trauma that you've been dealing with on and off again. I feel like it's only when you're triggered. Like this is something that may be not even in the front of your mind, but if something was to happen, it would trigger that trauma where you would remember. You could have possibly been having nightmares about some type of trauma that you experience and that you try not to remember. But when you do remember it, it's through dreams. I'm not going to say when you do remember it, but you try not to remember it, but you have dreams about this trauma that you experience. But yeah, you went from these people, I feel like, took you from being a loving individual to seeing a hostile side of you. And you had to let them go. And this is not how you were, or this is not how you is. This is just like you trying to become the best you. You trying to remain sane. But things happen that like takes you off of your square. Not only did it take you off your square, it took you off your journey. And being indecisive of whether you should let these people that you love so much go. And it's like not knowing that them seeing you as someone that gives them motivation, whether you realize it or not. And it's like you were holding back of making this decision to let these people go. But I feel like you realize how dealing with these people, I'm not going to say it made you weak-minded, but it did affect you in a way. It really did. But now, since you've let them go, I feel like not only did it affect you in a way to where you have trauma behind this, you probably could have even had nightmares behind the trauma, causing you to remember things that you don't even want to even think about. You could have been struggling with self-love because of you constantly being around takers and them not giving you anything. And you only giving from a space because of love. Because you want to be that help. Because that's just who you are. It's within you. But now things are different for you because the journey that you on now, you are willing to go the extra mile to stay on it. So now that you have planted yourself right where you're supposed to be at, that's why now all of these feelings of deja vu is coming in. It may have took you a while to get here. But now that you are finally here, you might have moments of feeling like you've been here, you did that already. And that just means you are right where you're supposed to be at. That you are in alignment with your destiny. That's all that means for you. And that now, because things are different for you, because you finally chose to go the extra mile, and you're willing to go the extra mile no matter what it takes, being on this journey, everything is going to work out. Even the things that you may not see how it could work out. Even the things that you have probably lost behind these takers taking so much from you. Know that it's going to work out in your favor. And the things that you have been having this deja vu about is because you right where you supposed to be, baby. So continue on and know that everything is going to work itself out because you are doing things differently, and you have finally chose to let go of the repeated cycles that you once had yourself in. So this is the reading for today. I thank you all for watching. I close out this reading giving thanks to the universe yet again for guidance, protection, and assistance with this reading. And I will see you in the next one.